Our mission is to provide the right kind of money at the right time for organisations trying to deliver a real difference in communities. It's really important to us that we think about the duty of care that we have as an investor that's also a social enterprise to make sure that we are helping people in the right way. The organisations that we're investing in are making a real difference in disadvantaged communities, and our investees are providing those absolutely essential services that can have a massively profound influence not just on their lives but the lives of their family and their friends and people around them. It can really inspire a whole group of people to move forward.
At Refurnish, it's all about the people. My main focus is about encouraging people to be the best that they can be, whatever that may be. We've got people here who can't read and write, but they can sweep up and they can graft. And one of our key charitable aims is to create training and employment opportunities. So we use our medium of recycling furniture as a way to engage people in different activities. We want people to be creative. If you imagine that you've been long-term unemployed, you'll come in and we'll give you like a box. You open that box and you see what's inside it. Are all the component parts there? What is the damage? Can you fix it or whatever else? And it gets your mind going, it gets you thinking. And you might not be able to solve this problem on your own, so then you're forced to ask somebody else, the person who's next to you. But you might be uncomfortable about addressing that person for whatever reason. But it creates a social environment or a social situation that needs to be dealt with. But as an organisation, what we don't do is we don't separate people. Because some organisations will say, you're disabled, you're in that corner, you're a prisoner, you're in that corner. We don't do that. Because if you were to walk out in any shopping centre, you're in the mix of people. So you've got to blend in and you've got to get on with people in life.
I wanted to sort of progress myself, and that's something Refurnish is really good at. If you want to progress and if you want to try your hand in other things, all you need to do is ask. Everyone knows Refurnish. I talk to, like if I'm in a taxi for example and they ask what do I do, I've worked for Refurnish, they've heard of it. Everyone in Doncaster's heard of Refurnish. I was finding it difficult to find work. I have cerebral palsy, so there's a lot of difficulties with that as well. No, it was very low actually before I got a placement in Refurnish, because immediately they didn't see disability. They saw a guy who's just willing to work, willing to learn, and just willing to progress. The disability is just not a thing, which is good because I see that in myself as well. For me, it's not a thing. But to other people, it is. You say the word disability and you get a image in your head, basically.
Yeah, I guess we set up in the first place to offer an alternative to mainstream education, and it all kind of grew from there. So we were offering an alternative for people that might not excel in a traditional learning environment. And everything we've done since, the growth of the organisation, different directions, so the radio station, all the different things that we do now, have all grown out of that same ethos really. It became really apparent that people might not have the resources to be able to afford to come into the town centre, and it might be a small amount of money, but people are having to make really harsh decisions on how they spend the money, and that's something that can marginalise people. So we took the service out there so that people can just access things in their own neighbourhood. I mean, we can't be everywhere, but now we have 4 locations across Doncaster that people can access as more closer to the place that they live. Particularly because we run a community radio station. The community radio station is supposed to represent the voice of the community it serves. So it's really important that we capture all sides of the community. We have about 84 volunteers involved on a weekly basis, local people ranging from 14 to I think 80 plus at the moment, and it's got quite a dynamic changing volunteer team.
I think what we have to bear in mind is we're probably engaging them with an activity that they're interested in, and that they can feel we invest in the young people, and I think they appreciate that and begin to invest in themselves in a creative activity which they can see is going to benefit them. Generally it's through open communication. that's the most successful way of developing a relationship with these young people, and that's potentially something that they've never had, a space where they can speak about things that they're finding challenging, or situations that they're finding challenging, whether that's inside the building or outside the building. Providing that space and that flexibility is key, really. Everything is designed around hands-on and practical skills and real-world situations to make sure that people are learning skills that they can then take forward and find work from. And that's they'll not always find work within the music industry, but we're definitely developing skills in people where they can move into employment or feel confident about that next step. So that's what I feel quite passionate about.
Barnsley Community Build take long-term unemployed, give them skills necessary to move into full-time employment. Usually full framework MVQs, diplomas, functional skills and employability skills. So we learn them to come to work on time, learn them how to behave around employers and employees, and basically hope to move them on to full-time employment. There wouldn't be anything for them. So basically they'd be long-term unemployed. So it'd be dole office, turn to crime and things like that. Seeing them grow from troubled kids coming to us who won't attend, we have problems them attending, things like that, to a complete product what can go out and find a job. So it's brilliant.
I've enjoyed helping local area redo a lot of houses, as you can see, and it's been fun doing that. Well, I get painting and decorating, plastering, joinery, bricklaying, we've done tiling. To help community and build it back up to where it once was, you know, because I don't think they get as much funding from council and stuff like that as much anymore. So it's nice to have groups that come out and give houses to people who need them. If I do leave here, I could go get another job and feel comfortable in it.
Future Shapers is a programme which is for 14 to 17-year-olds, and it's a programme that supports young people through giving each young person on the programme an individual mentor who supports them throughout the time from when they sign up to Future Shapers up until the programme ends, and that can be for up to 3 years.
Because I had a lot of problems in school and just personal things, and then they got me like Michelle and a 3-day thing that I went to, which then helped me a lot. Before I started this, I wouldn't be brave enough to actually take part in an interview like this, and now that I'm actually a part of this, I can see obviously that I'm able to take part in this, and actually I have like the courage and confidence to do this. Your attitude to like your education and your future and everything has changed in a positive way. So you're more willing to actually want to talk about what you actually want to do. I wouldn't have been in a good place, I know that for sure. I probably wouldn't have revised my exams or I wouldn't have gone out to do any of these things I'm currently doing. So I'd probably just be at home, you know, just being a failure. So
I believe it supports them to make a better successful transition into adult life. I think there are young people who maybe sometimes get lost along the way. They don't, their confidence goes and they stay at home. They may not be causing any trouble, but they lose confidence in themselves. They maybe don't do the revision they need for their exams. They don't think about what they're going to do after school, and so they do nothing. And I think this programme has been able to capture some of those young people and support them. It's put that safety net in there so that those young people actually do feel much more confident and do go forward and can then make some informed decisions about what they want to do when they leave school.
Social impact is about making a real difference to people's lives, and that's what it all comes down to, and I think that's what drives Key Fund. It's what certainly drives me. I think it drives my directors, and I also think it drives the investment team and all the staff. We are incredibly privileged that we get to go out there and meet clients occasionally and see the amazing work that they do, the real transformation that they make to people's lives. And I think sometimes it's easy to forget just how amazing that can be, because for some people it is the difference between, I guess, a life not well spent and a life well spent.